You're thinking a thought right now that's destroying every manifestation you attempt. And you don't even know you're thinking it. It runs silently in the background of your mind. It operates beneath your awareness. It sabotages your assumptions before they can harden into facts. And the worst part? You've been taught to think this thought. You've been conditioned to believe it's true. You've been convinced it's just being realistic. But this thought, this one toxic, deadly, manifestation-killing thought, is the only thing standing between you and everything you desire. The thought is this, but how? Two small words, and they're absolutely destroying you. Let me show you exactly what happens every time you allow this thought to enter. You assume your desire is fulfilled. You imagine the end. You feel yourself in the wish fulfilled. And then sometimes instantly, sometimes quietly, the thought creeps in. But how will this happen? How will I get the money? How will they change their mind? How will circumstances rearrange? How is this even possible? And the moment you ask how, the instant you engage with that question, you've exited the state of the wish fulfilled and entered the state of doubt, because the how question contains within it a hidden assumption. It assumes this isn't done yet. This hasn't happened. This needs a mechanism. This requires a path. This must be figured out. And that assumption, that underlying frequency, is what your subconscious accepts, not your visualization, not your imaginal act, your actual belief that it's not done yet. Here's what you need to understand about the nature of manifestation. You don't create the bridge of incidents. You don't design the path. You don't orchestrate the how. Consciousness does that. Automatically, invisibly, perfectly. Your only job, your singular responsibility, is to assume the end, to occupy the state of the wish fulfilled, to know without knowing how you know that it's done. The how is none of your business. The how is not your concern. The how is handled by forces far more intelligent than your conscious mind could ever comprehend. But when you ask how, when you insist on understanding the mechanism, you're essentially saying to consciousness, I don't trust you to handle this. I need to see the path before I can believe in the destination. I need proof of the method before I can accept the end. And consciousness responds, if you need to see how it will happen, then you don't actually believe it's done. So I'll keep reflecting that belief, the belief that it's not done, the belief that you're still waiting, the belief that you need to figure out the how. And that's exactly what manifests. More waiting, more figuring out, more absence. Your rational mind loves the how question because it gives you something to do. It lets you strategize, plan, control, figure things out. And in the world of physical action, this is useful. But in the world of consciousness, in the realm of assumption and manifestation, logic is a trap, because logic can only work with what already exists. It can only see paths that are currently visible. It can only imagine mechanisms that are already known. But manifestation doesn't work with what already exists. It reorganizes what exists into new patterns. It creates paths that weren't there before. It operates through mechanisms you couldn't possibly predict. You cannot logic your way to the how, because the how doesn't exist yet. It only comes into being after you've assumed the end. Think about it this way. If you could see the how, if the path were already visible, if you could understand the mechanism, you wouldn't need assumption at all. You just follow the obvious path. But that's not manifestation. That's just normal action following normal cause and effect. Manifestation is when there is no visible path, no obvious mechanism, no logical how, and it happens anyway, because you assume the end without needing to know the how. I've watched this happen countless times. Someone assumes their desire fulfilled. They feel it, they know it, they occupy the state, and then they sabotage it completely by asking, but how will this actually happen? They start analyzing, calculating, trying to figure out the path. Well, I'd need this to happen first. Then that would need to change. Then they would need to do this, and then maybe, and the more they analyze, the more impossible it seems, because they're trying to build the bridge with their limited conscious understanding. But then occasionally, someone actually lets go of the how. They assume the end. They don't ask questions. They don't strategize. They don't try to figure it out. They just know it's done, and they let consciousness handle the rest. And what happens? The manifestation comes through a path they never could have predicted, through circumstances they never could have orchestrated, through mechanisms they never would have imagined. It comes in a way that makes them think, I never would have thought of that. I couldn't have planned that. That's not how I thought it would happen. Because the how is always more creative, more elegant, more perfect than anything your conscious mind could design. Let me give you a specific example. A woman came to me wanting to manifest a specific house. Beautiful property, far beyond her current means. No logical path to ownership. She assumed it was hers. She walked through it in imagination. She felt herself living there. She claimed it in consciousness. And then, of course, the how thought attacked. How can I afford this? I'd need a massive promotion, or an inheritance, or to win the lottery. But I don't gamble, and my relatives aren't wealthy, and my job doesn't offer that kind of advancement. So how? And the more she engaged with how, the more impossible it seemed. I told her, stop asking how. That's not your job. Your job is to assume it's yours. The how will reveal itself, but only after you fully occupied the state without demanding to see the mechanism first. She struggled with this, because the rational mind wants to know how. It feels safer that way, more in control. But finally she let go. She stopped asking how. She stopped analyzing. She stopped trying to figure out the path. She just assumed the house was hers. Period. Done. No how required. And 6 weeks later, she owned it. Not through any path she had imagined. Not through promotion or inheritance or lottery. Through a series of circumstances so unexpected, so unlikely, so perfectly orchestrated that she could never have planned them. An investor who saw her work and offered a partnership she didn't know was possible. A creative financial arrangement that appeared out of nowhere. A chain of events that made zero sense until suddenly she was signing papers. And when she told me, she said, I spent months trying to figure out how it could happen. And when it actually happened, it wasn't any of the ways I imagined. It was better, more perfect, more natural. Because she finally stopped trying to write the how and let consciousness write it instead. Here's what the how question really reveals. Your inability to rest in uncertainty. You want guarantees. You want to see the path before you walk it. You want to understand the mechanism before you trust the outcome. But manifestation requires you to be comfortable not knowing. Not knowing how. Not knowing when. Not knowing through what means. Just knowing that it's done. And trusting completely, absolutely, that consciousness will handle what you cannot see. This is faith. Real faith. Not hoping it will work out, but knowing it's already worked out even when you can't see how. And most people can't do this. They can't rest in not knowing. So they keep asking how. They keep analyzing. They keep trying to see the path. And in doing so, they keep themselves in the state of it's not here yet. I need to figure out how to get it. And that state, that frequency is what manifests. More absence, more searching, more need to figure things out. Let me give you permission right now for something you've been afraid to do. You are allowed to not know how. You are allowed to assume your desire is fulfilled without understanding the mechanism. You are allowed to claim the end without seeing the path. You are allowed to rest in it's done without knowing how it will be done. In fact, this isn't just allowed, it's required. Because if you need to know how before you can assume it's done, you'll never assume it's done. There will always be some part of the how that you can't see. Some gap in the logic, some missing piece. And as long as you're waiting to see the complete how, you're not in the state of having. You're in the state of waiting to have. And waiting never manifests having. So what do you actually do when the how thought appears? Because it will appear. Your rational mind is conditioned to ask it. Here's what you do. You notice it. You recognize it. And you gently dismiss it. How will this happen? That's not my concern. It's done. The how is being handled. But I don't see any way for this to work. I don't need to see the way. I only need to occupy the state of already having it. But logically this seems impossible. Logic works with what is. I'm claiming what will be. The bridge will appear as I walk. You don't fight the thought. You don't argue with it. You don't engage with it. You simply refuse to make it your business. The how is consciousness's job. Your job is the end. Stay in your lane. Assume the end. Let consciousness handle the how. Now here's what's fascinating. When you truly let go of needing to know how, When you can rest in the state of the wish fulfilled, without demanding to see the mechanism, the how often reveals itself naturally. Not because you asked for it, not because you figured it out, but because consciousness operating from your assumption begins to show you the next step. But you only see the next step, never the whole path. You get a nudge, an impulse, an opportunity, an idea, and you follow it, not because you see how it leads to your desire, but because you're in the state of your desire fulfilled, and this feels like the natural thing to do. And then another step appears, and another, but only as you walk, never before. The how is revealed by walking, not by standing still and demanding to see the path. This is the divine paradox. When you stop asking how, the how begins to unfold. So here's your shift, starting right now. Every time you catch yourself asking, how will this happen? Stop. Recognize that thought for what it is. A manifestation killer, a frequency of doubt, a signal that you've exited the state. And instead of engaging with it, return to the only question that matters. Is it done in my consciousness? If yes, if you've assumed it, claimed it, accepted it as done, then the how is handled. You don't need to see it. You don't need to understand it. You don't need to figure it out. You just need to rest in the knowing that it's done. And consciousness, infinite, intelligent, creative consciousness, will orchestrate the how in ways more perfect than you could ever imagine. I'm telling you this as clearly as I can. Every time you ask how, you delay your manifestation. Every time you try to figure out the path, you exit the state. Every time you demand to see the mechanism, you're operating from doubt instead of faith. The how thought is dangerous, and it's killing your manifestations. So stop thinking it, stop asking it, stop engaging with it. Your job is the end, not the how. Assume it's done. Occupy that state. Remain faithful to that assumption. And let consciousness handle what you were never meant to control. This is the shift that changes everything. Stop asking how. Start knowing it's done. Thank you and good evening. This is Best of Lectures. I will see you in the next video.